सहयोग में आने से मनुष्य एकदम ही, जिसे कि पंजाबी में चंगा कहते वैसा हो जाता है। उन्होंने जब उनकी रीडिंग्स ली तो अब उस पर पेपर लिख रहे हैं कि उस रीडिंग में उन्होंने देखा कि मनुष्य की जो स्किन का रेजिस्टेंस है वो बढ़ गया, उसमें स्ट्रेस खत्म हो गया, इसको क्या आप कहते हैं टेंशन, आजकल मुझे टेंशन आ रहा है वो सब खत्म हो गया। यहाँ छेद जो हो जाता है ना ब्रह्मरंध्र का, तो टेंशन नहीं आता। और इस तरह से बहुत सी मालूमात उन्होंने कर ली। और अब रिसर्च हम लोग कैंसर पे भी कर रहे हैं। रिसर्च माने ऐसे तो सब रिसर्च ही है, लेकिन उन्होंने कहा था कि कहीं आप इसके सब कागजात बनाइए, इसके डॉक्यूमेंट्स बनाए, तो वो हम लोग बना रहे हैं।
So this is the central nervous system. What you will see next is actually the autonomic nervous system, which is also depicted here. So this is the left and right sympathetic nervous system, and the middle channel corresponds to the parasympathetic nervous system. And the spiritual energy we have inside when we meditate actually passes through all these nerve plexuses. So this is the solar plexus, this is the cervical plexus, and it enters the limbic area of the brain. And when it enters the limbic area of the brain, we become thoughtless. All these different chakras, they correspond to the nerve plexuses and to the endocrine system. By many studies conducted in India and in Australia, so what happens is there is a decrease in the heart rate, there is a decrease in the breathing rate, there is a decrease in pulse rate, in blood pressure, in oxygen metabolism, and this is anti-aging, and there's a decrease in other physiological parameters of stress. And I show you a few examples. So this is the blood pressure in people who have, the controls is the red line, so these people doing 20 minutes rest, nothing really happens. These are people who have meditated for 4 weeks, so after 20 minutes of meditation only, the blood pressure goes down. And those who meditated for 8 weeks have a stronger effect, and those who meditated for 12 weeks have a really strong effect. So in other words, if you have high blood pressure, you can reduce it by meditation. This is the heart rate, again the controls, and again the more practiced the people are in meditation, the more the heart rate goes down. This is of course very good, it protects your heart if you constantly have a reduction in heart rate on a daily basis. That's very good for you, and of course all the other measures as well. This is a study by Dr. Chung from Philadelphia University, and she took people who had hypertension and she gave them 1 week of intensive meditation. They had to meditate in a meditation hospital every day for, 8 hours or so, and the blood pressure, the high blood pressure went down significantly in the meditators, but not in the controls who were getting normal treatment in a normal hospital. So meditation is far better, and only after 1 week you can reduce your hypertension, which is quite impressive. Now, another very curious phenomenon, which if you may have noticed if you meditated with us for a while, and if you knew, you will feel it at the end when we have the meditation. When you achieve the state of mental silence, you feel a cool breeze on the hands and on top of the fontanelle area. And the fontanelle is called fontanelle because it comes out like a fountain. So this cool breeze is described in the Bible, for example. It's called the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. And the Holy Ghost, of course, means your own spiritual energy. And studies have actually shown that this isn't just something you imagine, because sometimes people say, when we ask you, do you feel cool breeze? They think they have to say yes to please you, or they think you're sort of suggesting it, and that's why they feel it. This is not true. Studies have shown this is people during the rest period, and in the rest period, the temperature of the hand actually goes up a little bit. That's normal. But in meditation, the temperature goes down significantly. And this has been shown on the hands and on the top of the head. And some people, I feel it on the feet, for example. So I think it can also be on the feet. So, in conclusion, the Sahajyoga meditation activates the parasympathetic nervous system, and this restores your bodily functions.
About the positive effects of meditation. Dr. Ramesh Manocha is here to tell us more. Good morning to you, Doc.
Hi.
Tell us about this new evidence to begin with.
Well, for many years, scientists and punters have been wondering whether or not there's something special about meditation and its effect on the brain. And a lot of research has been done which has been inconclusive in looking at how meditation affects the brain until recently, where some new evidence has emerged showing that certain meditation techniques, and a technique in particular called Sahajyoga, is generating a unique pattern of brain electrical activity.
Now, what you've done in your experiment here, and we've just got the shot on the screen there now, one of your subjects has been wired up.
Yes.
Talk us through that. What did you do and what did you find out?
Well, this is a young lady who's been meditating for many years, and we attached a highly sophisticated EEG, or brain electrical activity detector, to her scalp using that cap there, and then we asked her to meditate while we measured the changes that occurred in her brain activity during the meditative experience.
Were there changes?
Yes, there were. Quite remarkable. In the past, what we have found is that meditation is about the same in terms of generating changes in the brain as, say, relaxation or dozing off or listening to music. But this particular technique is producing not only very profound alpha states, but also a characteristic pattern of theta wave activity in the front and the top of the brain, which is not seen in other meditation techniques and is directly associated with enhanced concentration, reduced stress, and feeling good inside.
Yeah, can we bring that graphic, if we can, back up on the screen now, just to show, we had two shots there. One on the left, one on the right. Just to talk us through that.
Well, this is
before and after, I presume.
Yeah.
Before and during.
It is what you would call a light meditation and then a deeper state of meditation. And what you see there is a focus of activity at the front of the head. The first diagram on the left, you see the little pointy thing at the top of the circle, that's a nose, the little things on the side of the ears. And you'll see a focus of orange activity at the front of the head and the frontal parts of the brain. And as the person goes into deeper states of meditation, that activity shifts to the top of the head. And that's not been seen in any other meditation technique except for once in some Zen meditators in the mountains of Japan. But it's never been reproduced by a technique that's commonly available in Western countries.
So overall, we've proved that something is happening inside the brain.
Yes.
Is it a positive effect?
It seems to be positive because other studies that we've done here at the Royal Hospital for Women and overseas have shown that this meditation technique is associated with improvements in blood pressure, improvements in general health, reductions in stress. It can be useful for asthma, ADD, things like that. So now we're seeing that there are actually changes in the brain that are associated with these benefits. So
meditation, I mean, it sounds so out there. It sounds like such a foreign, thing to get involved in. But it's not anymore, is it? And you're stressing the health benefits of it.
Yes, I mean, doctors are now recommending meditation very commonly. And a good quality meditation technique that focuses on the authentic state of meditation, which is a state called thoughtless awareness or mental silence, can be quite beneficial, and I think that's where this...
It's so difficult to achieve, though, isn't it? I mean, you have to be really dedicated to this craft to get to that state, that mental benefit state.
Well, this is the surprising thing, is that this technique called Sahajyoga is very easy for people to use, and we've taught it to grandmothers, we've taught it to children with ADD, we've taught it to people with cancer, well people, and they all seem to pick it up very quickly and get into that state, that characteristic state of mental silence.
All right. Oh, it's good to hear a non-drug, and non-herbal based remedy either, curing yourself almost in that regard.
That's right, using the internal healing powers that exist in all of us.
All right. Dr. Ramesh Manocha, good to see you again. Thanks for enlightening us on that one.
Now, though, Ryan and Jayden are thriving on a drug-free treatment.
Ryan's not taking any and Jayden's taking half a dose. And they can still maintain their focus as if they were on medication. So that's been the biggest difference.
That must be a relief to you.
A huge relief, because I was looking at any option to get them off medication. I just didn't like the idea of them being on tablets long term.
Let your Kundalini work its way up so that collectively our attention is above our head.
Ryan, Jayden and Kerry Hammond have been part of a focus group trialling Sahajya meditation at Sydney's Royal Hospital for Women. After just 6 weeks, 16 children with ADHD all showed a marked improvement.
What do you like most of all about the meditation?
We like being a lot cooler.
And we feel a lot cooler, more relaxed.
Yeah.
We're able to concentrate without our tablet.
Yeah, and we can go to sleep a lot easier.
I mean, many of these children we see are quite isolated. They, especially at school, they have problems with teachers, problems with peers. They feel anxious about things, and these are symptoms that have been reduced, and the children are feeling better themselves about themselves.
At the Centre for Neuropsychopharmacology at Melbourne's Swinburne Institute, researchers are now mapping brainwaves for an insight into the meditative state.
I mean, we see this as very much a scientific investigation of a different state. So this is a meditational state where some of the your level of consciousness has changed, your level of attention has changed, and there's probably corresponding changes to how the brain is functioning.
Enjoying this meditation and enjoying the thoughtless awareness.
A full-scale clinical trial on meditation and ADHD is now in the pipeline.
Other meditations have shown that there is an increase in serotonin. This is a drug which is typically lower in depression, so this could explain why meditators are less likely to be depressed. Melatonin, which is important for sleep and also strengthens the immune system. So again, this could explain why people, when they meditate, they find you can sleep far easier, and again, it can enhance the immune system. And GABA, which is important for cognitive functions like attention, and there is a decrease in stress hormones.